Welcome back to Life and Style. And this is that segment of Ask Pastor Chris. We get to talk about topical issues. We get a panel to be with me on this segment. So you've got to interact with us on our social media platforms at KTN Life _ Style. That's Twitter and Instagram. KTN Life and Style on Facebook. 22840 SMS and 0700574747 our WhatsApp number. That includes if you would want to be part of the panel. You could also follow me on my personal Twitter handle at CJ Atemo, that's on Twitter, and then Chris Atemo Instagram, and Chris J Atemo on Facebook. Today we want to talk about something: the foolish choices and risks that women take in a relationship. It's just absolutely crazy. So you got to give us your thoughts on our social media platform. I want to get to know my panel right from here at the end. Please let us know your name.
My name is Alan Balo.
Alan?
Yes.
Okay. And?
My name is Julie Wanza.
Julie Wanza? Okay.
I'm Damaris Matunda.
Damaris.
Yes. And I'm Joseph Nduti.
Okay.
I'm Jane Muhalia.
Right.
And I'm Chris Kamau.
And you're Chris Kamau. Okay, I'll talk to you after this. There's usually something about that name. There's something about his name. What do you think are the foolish things that ladies do in relationships? Let me start with Julie. What is the worst thing you've ever done? What is the thing that you've ever done in a relationship that you regretted?
I can't say about myself.
Okay.
But I can say about my friends.
All right.
The most foolish thing I've seen them do is snooping.
Snooping?
Yes, like he leaves his phone there, then your hands is like, yes, I have to look at the text. No.
Why do you think that's a foolish thing for them to do?
Because I'm sure if he did the same to her, she'd be all, don't do that. She wouldn't be for it, but it doesn't give her the reason to do it to him because she's female or something.
Okay, let me ask the gentlemen. Probably they will tell me better. Let me start with Chris. What do you think are the foolish things that ladies do in relationships?
For me, I think clinginess. Being too clingy.
Clingy?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, anywhere I'd go, they'd have to know. Like, let's say I went out, be like, who are you with? What are you doing? When will you text me? Why are you not texting me? Like, it becomes too much sometimes.
You don't think that's accountability?
There's accountability and then there's clinginess.
Okay.
Yeah, accountability.
Where do you draw the line?
I can tell you and be like, okay, have a nice day, but not every hour. You'd be like, she's like, oh, where are you? What are you doing?
Does that turn away a man?
Yes, it does.
It does.
It does.
What's the thought of a man about such a kind of a setup?
It's okay for me personally. I find it annoying because I want my space and she might want her space. Yeah. So let's say I'm working. Yeah. I don't all the time to be on my phone. It's...
You feel not trusted?
Yeah.
Okay. Joseph?
Yes.
Yeah, I need to hear from you. The ladies need to hear from you.
I think ladies tend to make very many poor choices.
Okay.
For instance, if a guy spends a lot of money on a lady will feel that they're loved. And that's kind of stupid because they make the poor choices thinking that this guy is leading them to a greener pasture, but they're just hungry tigers who are just patient. Yeah. So.
So you don't equate love with gifts?
No, I do not. Okay. What I think is that if a man appeals to your emotional capacity and makes you happy rather than spending on you, that's a man that loves you. But if a man spends on you and does the other things too, they can or they cannot be genuine. Okay. So I think it's annoying when ladies tend to make small, stupid mistakes. So let me
ask you, if you were loaded,
yeah.
If you're loaded and then you're lavishing your cash on a lady, are you telling her right now on national television that she would be foolish?
No.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, you can do both.
Okay.
You can spend on her, you can buy her gifts, and you can love her at the same time. But there are gentlemen who just do the spending.
Okay.
And ladies, wow, they think now this is the guy from heaven. Yeah, from my perspective, when I'm sitting and looking at them, I think it's kind of silly.
All right. Let me come right at the end over there.
What Chris has said is true. And to add another point to that, I think ladies are sometimes demanding. Yeah, they demand attention. They want everything sometimes from you.
Are those really foolish things, or those are just annoying things?
Foolish and annoying. Both. Yeah. And I think another thing, we need to know one another before we get into this relationship. So I think one thing you'd want to know is that you know who the friends of your guy, who your guy spends most time with. Maybe the friends, maybe the family, maybe even just some random
men
dudes.
don't like that.
Some men don't like that. But I think as a man, I think I need to introduce my lady. At that point that I know we're starting to date, I need to introduce my lady to the guys I hang around with, to my family. Everyone around me needs to know who the lady I'm dating is, so that when I'm not with you, I think you'll know where I am, because you know my timetable, you know what I do all the time. And I think sometimes you also clinging to you, texting you all the time. I think that's not good.
Like for
That's
instance,
not
they can
good.
ask to accompany you when you're
Yeah.
going to see your boys.
Well, you're going
So
to
let me
watch
just come
football
with
with a
you. Let
lady.
me-
I can't
let's
do
just
that.
go.
I mean, she's in love with you. What do
No.
you see, there's certain things that, and I'm coming to the ladies just to answer you, because there's certain things that I think, if I loved somebody, I think I want to be where they are. And sometimes I want to be in their space, not necessarily because I'm being clingy. You don't think that sometimes they just love you. being with you.
Can I add something?
Okay.
And I think if I'd want to go watch soccer with you, I'll just choose you and not go with the guys. Because sometimes my friends don't want to hang with you, and you don't want to hang around my friends sometimes. But if it's somewhere we can go for lunch with my friends, we can do stuff with my friend. But I think sometimes I need to choose a point where I'll take you to football alone, then the next time I'll take you to football with my
Why
guys.
does it have to be a choice?
It has to
between
be a
friends
choice
and
because
relationships? Why can't it be something? Why can't it be something that can be worked out?
I said at first I'll take you alone, then you'll see how it is. Then I'll explain to you this and this is what we do. Sometimes you come to a soccer match and this
I
lady,
need a lady to answer this. Man.
this lady is just sitting there and she doesn't even know what's going on. So sometimes
But not
you
all
go.
ladies don't know about sports.
Yeah, I didn't say all ladies, but I'm saying
Yes.
I'm saying for
What
some.
if she's a sports fan? She's a fan of soccer.
That I will know, and we'll go to all my soccer games
With your
my
boys?
friends. Yes.
But you know, sometimes, and I've said this before in a different setup, sometimes I will sit with my sons to watch cartoon, not because I love cartoon, but because I love the person who's watching the cartoon. And so I will sit over there just so we can spend time together. You don't think that even if she doesn't know anything about sports, I mean, you're looking at why she's doing what she's doing and not necessarily what she's doing? You still would call that clingy?
I think what the guys are trying to say here is sometimes we need an alone time, yeah? There's a guy time. Of course, we'll take you to the sport sometimes, but sometimes, not every time, yeah? You don't have to insist. Today, baby, let's just go. Let's go tomorrow. Let's go the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. That's really
So
true.
there's the guy time.
All right, talk from a lady's perspective.
I don't think I agree with you, though, because what is a relationship? From the moment you begin it, I think a relationship is an understanding above everything, because I cannot date you if you don't want to date me, and you cannot date me if I don't want you to date me. So if we have agreed that we want to date each other, why can we not agree on these other things as well? Okay, you don't want me to join you when you're going with your boys. Tell me why. Don't just tell me why. Give me a good reason why. I think one of the foolish things that us women do is that we jump to conclusions so fast.
Exactly.
We jump to conclusions so fast. He's going to watch football.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that.
Where is he going? You're welcome. You're welcome. He's going to
You're
watch
saying it
football.
better
Where
than the
is he
men now.
going to
They're
watch
joining
football?
your argument.
She's
Yeah.
a lady. She understands this. She's
No,
a lady.
the
She
men
gets
should
this.
know
We
it
did not
better.
say that
We didn't say
we will
everything
take
is
them
wrong.
once in a week, maybe on Friday, but game ya sato, we
But
don't
again, from
we
what
don't have to
they're-
interfere. Yeah?
From what they're saying, again, another foolish thing women do in a relationship is that we forget us. Our life becomes about the man, which is wrong. We even ditch our girlfriends because I have this new boyfriend. I want to keep spending time with him. And then they find it as clingy. Yet, I just want to spend time with you, which is, yes, it's foolish sometimes because I forget about my life. I forget about my girlfriends. I forget about me. But it's all because I love you. It's just because I want to spend time with you. It might look foolish to you, but from my perspective, it's just that I want to spend time with you.
Is it that there is usually this breakdown in communication where your expression or expectation of love is not clear to the other person? So the
I
signal
bel-
you're sending, like you're saying, I want to spend time with you, but the other person is reading clingy, clingy, clingy.
Yes.
I see. The reason is because when I see what she's doing, yeah, I'll see it as clingy because I have my life, she has her life, yeah. But now all of a sudden,
She wants to be in your life.
yeah, so much.
But
Like all of a sudden she didn't have her own life.
But she's expressing love.
Yeah.
I think you should gauge if the feeling is mutual. Is the guy interested in spending so much time?
When a
with
guy
you?
is into you, yeah, they want to spend time with you.
Yeah, they're spending
Yes.
time and they're spending a lot of time.
Because we have life. It's not like I every time I'm in your house, every time I'm in your business, I have a life. Yes, you have a life. But every time we are free, I want to spend time with you. Why are you calling that clingy?
And you see, the interesting thing, I don't know whether that is still happening in this day, but the interesting thing is that men used to be the pursuers. And when they want to get a lady, they will spend all their time at your door. They will spend all the time on phone with you. They will talk to you for 2 hours or something. They will spend all the time at your college. They want to pick you. So when does it become clingy?
When I want to
becomes
spend
clingy.
time.
It becomes clingy.
The thing is, when they're trying to get you to date you, they're there, they're at your doorstep, they'll call you, they'll
Flowers
text you
and
in the middle of the night,
chocolates,
like, I just wanted to talk to you. Probably they're just bored and said, let me call you. Then when they actually get you to the relationship with them, they become comfortable.
All right.
So after they're all comfortable is when I decide now is when I want to spend time with you. I don't feel like playing games anymore. Is when you're like clingy. She's calling me every time.
All right, we cut. All right, my thinking is that there's quite a number of foolish things. If I were us, there's quite a number of foolish things that ladies do. My thinking would be, taking your ATM card and giving this guy that you've just started dating, and he has your PIN, and he accesses all your cash, and you call that love. Nobody's going for it.
I think that's desperation. If you ask me, there's some ladies, sometimes you get hurt so much in previous relationships, and then you think, which is also foolish, you think it's your fault. Then when you meet this new guy, you want to show that you've given your all, which includes your cash, includes your material stuff.
So you're trying to secure.
Yeah, I'm trying to secure him to stay with me, but in a foolish way, which ends up hurting you even more.
But there are people who are just serial in doing those kind of mistakes. It's not even that because of one thing that has happened, you'll find that they keep on, right from the beginning, they keep on doing that no matter how many people come into their lives,
Well, I think that's just a foolish person. It's not a foolish deed. You just be foolish.
That's an aspect where there are ladies who do not like being perceived as just women. They want to prove to themselves that, I can dish out money too, I can give you my credit card too, I have the money. So this kind of ladies will tend to give you their ATMs, show you that they have, you don't have to be the provider. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they want to show that, I'm still in charge, I
think
can
I'm
do
the
all
one who's
these
going to be
things.
on a roll. I think I'll be on a roll. Because I'm thinking the other thing is that there's this women who think, maybe if I get his baby, he'll stay with me.
It's happened before.
What?
It's happened. It's foolish, but it's
That's,
Look at
that's the silliest
No,
one.
no, okay. I don't. That is dumb. This is just generally dumb.
And foolish.
And foolish.
Yes,
and very silly.
foolish. Because how many times have you had someone has had a kid, and the guy just vanishes?
But sometimes it works in favor
That's
of the
different from what
woman.
he's saying.
No, he said that for example, I date him, then I figure I want to keep him. So I go get his baby so that he'd be like, I can't leave her because she has my baby.
It is foolish, but it has worked before. I know men
It
who...
has worked for people.
Yeah, it
because
does work
That's
sometimes.
not love.
It does
That's
work.
not love.
Now you guys
That is not
It's not
you
love,
guys are
but it's
together because
foolish.
of the baby.
Yes, it's
It's
not
foolish.
love, but I've seen men who stay with a woman because they have a baby. Yes, this man will play you in.
Damaris, let me
Yes.
tell you the truth. Men rarely stay because of babies.
Rarely, but some do. Yes?
If they do,
Yes.
somewhere along the line, if it was against their wish, somewhere along the line, they will walk out. If not physically, they will walk out either emotionally or sexually. But men rarely stay because of babies. They were not wired like that. So I think okay, I'll come to Chris.
As I was saying, the thing for trapping is a reality these days. Because for ladies these days, they're looking for security. If, let's say, the way you give the example for you are dating Balo, yeah? Balo has money, yeah? He can sustain
He
you.
does.
Even if he was to leave, he will still provide. You see, so that for you is security. You're secured for the baby's whole life.
That's a professional baby mama.
Yeah.
So
But I'm thinking that's so risky, Jane. I'm thinking that's so risky.
It is
Yeah.
because, like you said, most women don't realize you can lose a man without him cheating. You can lose a man emotionally. I was talking to my boyfriend the other day, we were talking about emotional infidelity.
So you're taking.
Emotional,
Oh my God, yeah. Don't send that to us, Pastor Chris. She's taken. Okay.
we were talking about emotional infidelity. Take the case where this woman gets pregnant for this guy, and this guy was not ready. It's not something they had discussed. This man will not work out because there's some men who use their brain. Thank God for this men. They will know that if I leave this lady when she's like this, she might have a miscarriage or something worse and post-trauma stress and everything. So he won't leave, he will stay, but he's not in love with you anymore.
Yeah.
And that means you've lost him emotionally. And that's like the worst way in which, for me, I can lose a man.
Don't you think,
emotionally.
Damaris, that's really complicated?
it is very complicated. And you see, we are talking about foolish things people do. It doesn't mean that you go ahead and do them. We are discussing them so we avoid doing
Yeah,
it. But it happens. And
Yes.
when it happens, what do you do after that? Or what was your question about
and
the
the-
emotional departure?
No, because I'm thinking,
Yes.
some men don't stay, but you have decided, we're talking both foolish and risky things.
Yes.
So you are going to try and trap this man with a baby. You have absolutely no certainty he's going to stay with you.
Yes.
I think that is so complicated because if he walks away, but he still wants to take care of the baby, you're still looking for love, you're still a woman, you want to be loved. So somewhere along the line, you're going to be having two men in your life.
Yes.
And I think that's
It
really
complicates
complicated.
everything. Yes.
So I think that's not a wise decision, right? It's
more
better.
risky.
Yeah.
It's more risky because even for the lady, let's say she gets pregnant and the man walks away. You have to take care of yourself and take care of the baby. Those are two big responsibilities.
And try to get a man who love two people at the same time.
And I think
You
ladies
and your
do
baby.
very many silly things and stupid things, but that for the baby, that is a very no. A baby is a long
There's
term.
many. I need
is
you
a-
to talk about the many words. Yeah.
No, this
You need to highlight some because there's somebody who's watching over there who may be helped just by what you point out right now.
let me just mention this, then I'll go back to the next point, which is one of the many. Yeah? Choosing to have a baby so that this man can stay is very, very risky because a baby is not coming and going the next day. A baby is forever. So if this man is cheating on you, he'll cheat on you forever because now you attached with between you and the baby. Let me just go to the next point. Huh?
Yeah.
There, ladies tend to think that. I've been in a relationship with this guy, and he's a great guy, but sometimes maybe he beats me up, he cheats on me, and sometimes we break up, and he apologizes after some time, sends a sweet message, and the lady goes back to the man. Yeah?
Why did you have to go there? Because
Well, now that
why did you have to go there? I've seen so many women who just turn on a message. They turn on a call.
Yeah.
No matter what the evidence is, the guy will just call and say, I didn't mean to do it, and then it
baby,
all
I'm sorry,
changes.
and that's it.
And they don't allow the process. I'm a believer in giving people chance, to change. But I believe the change involves a process, and they don't allow the process the time to see whether this person is actually changing or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanted to say something before.
I wanted to add another point
Yeah.
to that. You're in this relationship with a guy, and things are not working out. At some point, you realize that you're not going anywhere with this guy, but I think you're just tired of looking. Maybe you've looked
Exactly.
before, you've seen, you're just comfortable, but you don't want to let this guy go. And I think that's at the end of of this relationship is when this lady will try everything and try and go and get a child with you so that you stick. But my point is that ladies, this relationship is not going anywhere, but you're just chilling. You don't want to let this guy go because you want to secure him. You want him for security and some other purposes, but you don't love him. I think that's one foolish thing that
There's
they
the
also
other
do.
thing that's just coming. and I don't know why I'm doing most of the talking. The other thing that comes, sometimes ladies play, like you say, sometimes they know that there is nowhere this relationship is going.
Yes.
So you are interested in Chris, but then it's Alan who keeps on talking to you. So you don't want to let go of Alan because he's giving you the attention, but you're not interested in him, hoping that you're going to have this. And this man might be completely very serious about being with you, but you just love the attention while you're hoping that one day he's going to come. And years go past. Years are just passing by. Good men are coming and leaving because you're hooked up to an idea that is not becoming a reality.
But you see, that is the other foolish thing we do. We live in fairy tales from the Alejandros we watch on TV. That is the perfect relationship that I want. Yet, Chris cannot give me that perfection that I seek, which is not realistic. But to me, because in my mind I have this perceived way of the way a relationship should be. That's what I want. And that's what, because I do not know the other guy so well, all I see is the nice side of him, the nice side that gives me attention. But with him, it's reality.
Yeah.
You get.
Joseph,
Yes.
If a lady asks, you've just met, you've not spent so much time together, but then she wants to move in.
Now,
See how Chris shoots his head.
How much time?
we just
time?
met. How much time? Maybe a week, 2?
Well, some of them, okay,
Or give it
even
like-
if it is a month,
Give
even
it
if
like
it is 2 months.
3
Even
months.
2 months, even 3 months, even 5 months, that's soon.
too
That's too short, manzi. You know, now that's the point where Chris and Alan were emphasizing on the clingy part, yeah? And the
course, we
pressure and the
support
time
your boys.
factor. Yeah? No, we don't support each other. We just feel the same. Yeah? The feeling is mutual. That's a very short duration because now that leads to shorter relationships and problems. We've not even known each other. We do not know what she likes, what I like, what I prefer doing during my free time, and what she prefers. Now she moves in, and the trouble starts looming every now and then because maybe she doesn't even know how to cook, and I'm hungry most of the time. You know, some of these issues.
He had to go into cooking.
The whole moving in scenario.
Yes.
When I used to live around campus, you'd find the guy who's the one who would tell the lady, move in.
If.
Not, wait. Not because, okay, as much as you're talking foolish things women do, guys also do foolish stuff. Because he'd say, move in because I like you and all that. But the back of his mind, he's thinking, I have
That's
laundry, I have cooking, I have...
But then,
Conjugal
you know,
rights.
the question then is, before I let Chris ask, the question is, if I told you to move in, don't you have the
No,
will?
wait, I'm getting
say
there.
no.
Just wait. Wait, because you'll tell me to move in. Me as a girl, I'll be like, this person likes me, and he's ready to take these things to another level or whatnot. Then, you on the other hand, you're thinking about chores. So in the end, you start saying this lady is clingy, she wants to hang out with my boys, and it's
Say
your
what you
fault
need
from
to
the
say.
beginning.
See, the only reason why a guy would ask you to move in campus, first of all, you're in the same campus, yeah? For you being in his house is convenient for him. You see? Yeah, it's convenience.
Yeah.
Because look, you're in the house, you'll obviously cook, you'll obviously wash.
Obviously.
Yeah, you're in the same house as him.
Will you expect him to do all that while you're there?
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
People help each other.
I'll
The-
bring the
this
food, you
teamwork-
cook and wash. I
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
teamwork.
Yeah.
All right.
This
But
teamwork,
from what he was saying, it's when a woman willingly comes to your house, which is foolish.
what-
Why do you accept me in your house if you're not ready to have a woman in your house? Say no, I will go back.
You know,
But like, if I say no, that's another issue. Now. You'd be like,
drama.
why are you refusing?
Why are you refusing?
But
you have
explain
a
it to
woman
me
or something?
Are you
with
cheating
love.
on me?
No, explain it to me with love and say, see,
Damaris, I don't think there's a good way
Yeah.
to
Of
say
saying
no.
no.
Say no.
Yeah.
Especially to a woman.
That
then
will be
just be
trouble.
blunt.
All right, we're going to wind up this. Keep the conversation. You know, what are those things that if you were talking to your sister, if you're a man over there talking to your sister, if you're a lady talking to your sister, just trying to get them safe in relationships, what are the things that you would tell them to watch out for? The foolish or the risky things, the choices that women make in relationships. Remember, you can get us on at KTN Life_Style. And always use the hashtag KTN Life and Style. 22840 is our text number. And then on Instagram at KTN Life_Style on Facebook, KTN Life and Style. Remember, WhatsApp is 0700574747. Then my personal handle, you can follow me on Twitter at CJ Atemo and on Facebook, Chris J. Atemo, and on Instagram, Chris Atemo. You want to be on the panel, please hit us on WhatsApp. Let's know that you want to be on this panel, and we will be glad to have you on Relationships Wednesday. God bless you.